Famous musicians who died before 30. Richie Valens. He was an American singer and songwriter and the first Latino rock and roll star. He had several hits, most notably La Bamba, which he had adopted from Mexican folk song, and an American #2 hit with Donna. Valens was killed in a plane crash at age 17 in 1959, 8 months into his music career. Hiromi Yanagihara. Hiromi was a Japanese singer and actress. She was a founding member of Hollywood Project J-pop group in 1999. Hiromi was killed in a car accident 1 week before the group's first release, Futari no Hokkaido, on July 23, 1999, at the age of 19. XXXTentacion. The rapper is considered to be a leading figure in the emo rap and SoundCloud rap genres, which garnered mainstream attention during the mid to late 2010s. On June 18, 2018, the rapper, aged 20, was murdered when he was shot near a motorcycle dealership in Deerfield Beach, Florida. The four attackers stole his Louis Vuitton bag containing $50,000 in cash. They were all charged with first-degree murder, among other charges. Sid Vicious. Sid was an English musician best known as the bassist for the punk rock band Sex Pistols. After years of drug use, Vicious was found dead of overdose in 1979. He was only 21 years old. Juice WRLD. Gerard Higgins, known professionally as Juice WRLD, was primarily known for his breakout hits like All Girls Are the Same and Lucid Dreams. On December 8, 2019, Higgins suffered a seizure at Midway International Airport in Chicago. He was rushed to a nearby hospital where he was pronounced dead shortly after. Higgins was 21 years old. On January 22, 2020, the Cook County Medical Examiner stated that Higgins died as a result of codeine and oxycodone overdose. Eddie Cochran. Eddie Cochran was one of the first great stars of rock and roll and an artist whose influence would far outstrip his brief career. His best hits were 20 Flight Rock, Summertime Blues, and Something Else. He died at the age of 21 in the hospital after a road accident at the end of his British tour with Ginny Vincent on 16 of April 1960. Aaliyah. Aaliyah has been credited for helping to redefine contemporary R&B, pop, and hip-hop, earning her the nickname the Princess of R&B and Queen of Urban Pop. On August 25, 2001, Aaliyah was killed in an airplane accident in the Bahamas at the age of 22, along with 8 other passengers. Buddy Holly. Holly was the creator and the vocalist of the rock and roll band The Crickets. Their first hit record, There Will Be the Day, released in May 1957, peaked at #3 on the Billboard Top 100. On February 3, 1959, he was killed in a plane crash. He was only 22 years old. Per Dad Yngwie Olin. Per Yngwie Pil Olin, better known by his stage name Dead, was a Swedish metal musician who was best known as the lead vocalist and lyricist of the Norwegian black metal band Mayhem from 1988 until his death in 1991. Dead died by suicide in April 1991 at the age of 22. Darby Crash. Jean-Paul Beam, best known by his stage name Darby Crash, was punk rock vocalist who co-founded the punk rock band The Germs. Crash was known for his erratic behavior on stage, including breaking bottles on his head and even leaving the stage in the middle of a set for a fix. He committed suicide from an intentional overdose on December 7, 1980, at the age of 22. Selena. Selena was referred to as the Queen of Tejano music. Her contributions to music and fashion made her one of the most celebrated Mexican-American entertainers of the late 20th century. Selena was shot and killed on March 31st, 1995 by Yolanda Saldivar, her friend and the former manager of her Selena boutiques. She was convicted of murder and sentenced to life in prison with possible parole after 30 years. Ian Curtis. Curtis was best known as the lead singer, guitarist, and lyricist of the post-punk band Joy Division. On the evening of May 18, 1980, Ian Curtis hangs himself in his Cheshire kitchen. He was only 23 years old. The Notorious B.I.G. Rooted in his East Coast hip-hop and particularly the 1990s gangsta rap, he is cited in various media lists as one of the greatest rappers of all time. He was 24 years old when he was gunned down in 1997 in Los Angeles, a murder that has never been solved. Duane Allman. Duane was an American rock and blues guitarist, the founder and original leader of the Allman Brothers Band, for which he was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1995. Allman died following a motorcycle crash on October 29, 1971, at the age of 24. Cliff Burton. Cliff was the bassist for thrash metal band Metallica from 1982 until his death in 1986. While touring in 1986 to support Master of Puppets, Burton died following a bus crash in Sweden at the age of 24. Tammy Terrell. Widely known as a star singer for Motown Records during the 1960s, notably for a series of duets with singer Marvin Gaye. Terrell's career was interrupted when she collapsed into Gaye's arms as the two performed at a concert at Hampden Sydney College on October 14, 1967. She was later been diagnosed with a brain tumor. She had 8 unsuccessful surgeries before dying of the illness on March 16, 1970, at the age of 24. Christina Grimmie. Grimmie was an American singer, a YouTube sensation, and also a contestant on Season 6 of The Voice, finishing in 3rd place. On June 10, 2016, the 22-year-old was shot 3 times by 27-year-old obsessed fan Kevin James Loibel, while signing autographs following a concert performance at the Plaza Live in Orlando, Florida. Kevin then fatally shot himself after being tackled by Grimmie's brother Marcus. Andrew Wood. Wood was the lead singer and lyricist of the alternative rock bands Malfunction and Mother Love Bone. He died in Seattle on March 19, 1990, at the age of 24 of a overdose. Stephanie Sargent. She was the lead guitarist and co-founder of Seattle punk rock band Severe Bitch, a familiar figure in the Seattle music scene in the late 1980s and early 1990s. She died from asphyxiation after choking on her vomit at the age of 24 on June 27, 1992. Euronymous. He was the co-founder and guitarist of the Norwegian black metal band Mayhem and was the only constant member from the band's formation in 1984 until his death in 1993. He was also founder and owner of the extreme metal record label Deathlike Silence Productions and record shop Helvet. In August 1993, he was murdered by fellow musician and former bandmate Varg Vikernes. Tupac Shakur. He is widely considered one of the most influential and successful rappers of all time. Even after his death, he is still considered a symbol of activism against inequality. Shakur is among the best-selling music artists, though his recording career lasted just 5 years. His life was cut short on September 13, 1996, when he was murdered in a drive-by shooting in Las Vegas at the age of 25. Randy Rhoads. He was the co-founder and original guitarist of the heavy metal band Quiet Riot and the guitarist and co-songwriter for Ozzy Osbourne's first two solo albums, Blizzard of Oz in 1980 and Diary of a Madman in 1981. He died in a plane crash while on tour with Osbourne in Florida in 1982. Frankie Lyman. He was a rock and roll, rhythm and blues singer and songwriter, best known as the boy soprano lead singer of the rock and roll doo-wop group The Teenagers. He was found dead at the age of 25 on the floor of his grandmother's bathroom from an overdose. Tommy Bolin. He was an American guitarist and songwriter who played with Zephyr from 1969 to 1971, the James Gang from 1973 to 1974, and Deep Purple from 1975 to 1976, in addition to maintaining a notable career as a solo artist and session musician. He died in 1976 at the age of 25 from an overdose of and other substances, including alcohol, cocaine, and barbiturates. Otis Redding. Nicknamed the King of Soul, he was one of the most powerful and influential artists to emerge from the Southern soul and rhythm and blues music community in the 60s. Otis Redding, 26 years old, died in a plane crash in an icy Wisconsin lake on December 10, 1967. With him were the 5 teenage members of the Bar-Kays.